with B-Bad and Brandon.
I like your Where's Wally socks.
You just hope for more. Where's Wally?
Well, I didn't really know. I just put these red and white socks on that were in my drawer because, they were in my drawer.
They match. That's
who
nice.
Who knows who they belong to? And now they're on my feet, and people be going.
If it's in my drawer, I
Where's
say this to
Wally?
my partner all the time. If your socks are in my drawer, I'm wearing them.
Absolutely, that's
I
the
feel
rule.
That's even if I've put them there by accident, it's there.
You got separate drawers?
Yeah.
For the drawers?
Yeah, have to.
Yep.
Multiple occasions I've accidentally worn a G-string.
Yeah, absolutely.
It just happens.
Yeah, accidents.
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. You look good.
Thank you.
You actually look like you've lost a lot of weight.
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think last time I would have seen you would have been a couple
You're
of
looking
years.
sharp.
Yeah.
That haircut looks
Yeah,
nice.
you
So
lost a lot.
I've cleaned up the act a bit.
That's good.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, sir.
I too look good in a G-string.
I bet you would.
I have no doubt.
I would.
The ladies in the old people's home,
And the boys,
they clap.
They
Yeah.
clap.
they clap. What? Maybe we won't ask why you're wearing a G-string in the old people's home, but that's all right.
Well,
Maybe we
side
do.
hustle, Johnny. Side hustle.
We all got to have it. these
Only
days.
Paul's.
Yeah. Only Paul's. That's right.
That'd be a good one.
I don't think Dr. Paul gets the joke.
I do. What is?
I knew you got it.
Yeah. I mean, Johnny, I've worked in prison for 30 years. Like,
You heard everything.
I like
There's no new jokes.
those boys keep me up to date.
There's no new jokes.
It's funny how they keep you up to date and they're inside the prison.
Yeah, well,
I guess you had a solid turnover.
they get a really good turnover,
Yeah.
and they're generally nice boys, trying hard, but
You just made some wrong
some of them have
decisions.
got bad habits, and
It's crazy the stories I've heard coming out of prisons. Like,
Mm.
there's almost like a moral code amongst the criminals.
so throw me some.
It's something
throw some
like,
at me.
if you go in for domestic violence or something to do with kids, they will like beat the shit out of you. That's true? Confirm?
I think the domestic violence that would depend on the circumstances.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
might not be seen as that bad a thing amongst some of the boys. Here to say it is a bad thing.
Yeah.
Kids, no, that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think it has been explained to me several times. I think that so many prisoners have been victims of abuse themselves that, and it's I'm never going to get my perpetrator, but if I get somebody, that's somebody's perpetrator, and maybe somebody else will get my perpetraper. And if we share this all around,
eventually
everybody gets
their perpetrator.
A perpetrator gets done. Yeah.
Look, it makes logical kind of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually not against it.
I have no opinion because I work with these guys, but
right.
yeah, I mean it's kind of, a few people have told me that, and I go, well, it's wrong, but because we shouldn't hit people, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
I'll wear that. Yeah,
You'd see some interesting humans.
yeah, people. They're just
just making different decisions.
people in prison are just people doing stuff.
Which prison were you at?
All of them.
Oh yeah, so it wasn't just one.
No, not all of them. Some of them have closed these days.
Whichever the naughty ones are at.
Yeah, and the people have got problems that we can do something about. So, hey, it's a job. Pays the mortgage.
Which is good.
We opened that very, very differently to how I expected.
Yeah, it was definitely not what we were here to talk about. But as always.
I don't know how we even got there.
No, it was good. Paul started it.
Yeah, you said we.
I don't know that I did.
Yeah, you said you worked in prisons.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But I think we were going to talk about aging humans lifting weights and potential strong benefits around it.
Aging humans should lift weights, and there are strong benefits around it.
Your
podcast complete.
Is that?
Yeah. We're done. That was a quick one.
That
We're
was
gonna wrap
easy.
her up.
That was easy. But there's some science coming out to support it, which is I think is
not
exciting.
even. Yeah. Not even. I think last time I was here, I kind of quoted the studies, and that was a few years ago. And I said to Johnny, there've been more studies. And look, exercise is good for young people and old people. The improvements or the new details are probably that we don't need to do as much exercise as it was previously thought. So the 10,000 steps thing is absolutely, robust evidence that walking 10,000 steps a day, you're less likely to die of things.
So that's like
all-cause mortality.
Proven.
Yeah. That's
because did you guys see that the government's now trying to come out and reduce that?
Yeah, and I was going to say there's been recent studies.
They're reducing it because they're like, fuck, 10,000. Well, they're not fucking doing that.
Well,
why don't we give them 8? Can they at least do fucking 8?
4 to 5. 4 to 5 is the new number, and that's because
people can't do 10.
People
better off some than none.
Yeah, absolutely. People go 10. I can't do that. It's too far. Yeah, and then they go, I can only do 8. Fuck, I'm not going to even try because I can only do 8. And so the researchers have been trying to find what's the dose.
But shouldn't we say maybe talking dose depends do 10,000 steps if you don't want to die. Do 8,000 if you just want to stay whatever it is, healthy or
That's
something.
not how people work.
I know, but it doesn't make sense.
See, yeah, but you included people in it. People don't always make sense. We're weird bodies. We really are.
Yeah, we need a middle ground to get them from 4,000 to 10,000.
There's a whole bunch of people out there where you need to get them where 4,000 is a lot. Because you guys see a smaller portion of society because there are people who are actually coming along who want to get fit and want to get big and want to get strong, but there's the other 90% of the population who find that really, really hard.
Can't be bothered.
And there's a whole bunch of people where getting out of bed every day is a big deal. And that's probably 10% of the population, maybe even more. So that's why it's get them to 4,000 and that, that then there's an abatement of some burden of disease and some disability. And get them to 10,000 after that. But you got to crawl before you run, and that's for some people.
I just think some people can. I believe it's really overestimated. Maybe that's the word, but they just assume it's so much harder to get 10,000 steps than they probably realize.
Absolutely, absolutely.
There would be days when
I've done 4,000 already.
Yeah, we had a bit to do at the gym this morning, but what am I at? 6,900.
Yep.
And then on days when I was at Redcliffe and I started the gym in the morning, it's hitting 24,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Because you're just on your feet.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
You could say your tradies, they'd probably definitely hit and if you've got a desk job, you can understand it's a lot harder. But there's so many strategies you can put in place to make sure you get your steps in.
Absolutely. But there are a lot of people who don't.
It just doesn't. Yeah, I know. It just.
But that's because you guys live extraordinary lives. Yeah, you do extraordinary things with wonderful people. And
I just don't think we're a very health first society.
No.
Which it's I don't know. Maybe it's because I've finally cracked a new age barrier and have a 3 in front now.
Really old.
Geez, you're old.
I know, mate. I got to. Also, just real quickly, sidetrack. But my mother-in-law at my fiance's birthday dinner the other night pointed out I was balding, and I was just like,
"Oh my god!"
And I was like, "Wow."
In jest or just? Hey, did you know?
That's never in jest.
A bit of in jest, but did you realize kind of thing? And I'm like, yeah, I look at it every day.
Thanks for bringing that up.
But anyways,
that is a bit harsh.
It was pretty funny. I laugh about it now.
Cry.
And cry. The laughing helps the ease of pain. But Yeah, I don't know if it's because I've just, entered this new age bracket and things are more meaningful to me now as I look, in the next step. But it's very apparent that we are just not at all a health first society.
No.
And I've always known that deep down, but just the realization just really hit.
And as you get older, you will see your fellows, fall by the way, and we are not. And it's not, guys know it's not difficult. You just pick it up, and you don't have to pick up a lot for it to be.
That's the thing. I think other people, they see powerlifters or they see CrossFitters and I got to do that. It's like, bro,
yeah, no,
you just something's better than that.
When
you literally
if you can, sit on a milk crate with a stick behind your back 10 times, that's better than a lot of people can do.
Yeah, wow. That's insane.
I know for me, I'm finding I'm getting a lot of clients come my way that are in that sort of 50 to 60, approaching 60. All my clients that are in their 40s, approaching their 50, are seeing their mindset shift change to health benefit, and they're now looking to source information out there that tells them what they should be doing, because they're starting to think about now at 40 what's 80 look like. Which is super cool to see. Where I think maybe people didn't think like that before.
No,
they didn't think about 80 until if they were lucky enough or fortunate to make 80. What it looked like. It's too late.
When I was young,
still are young.
Thank you, Johnny.
How old are you, Dr. Paul?
64.
Yeah, wow.
So when I was young, 64 was really old, and and everybody died at 70. Yeah. And now I'm like, mid 80s isn't very old. Like I'd still be out there doing stuff. Why? So yeah, we are an aging population. Yeah, obviously. And by the time you guys are in your 60s, 70s, a very large part of the population will be old. But as you get old, kind of some things change. You get more disposable income. You don't have children, you have grandchildren. Grandchildren are wonderful. Children are smelly and cost money.
They give you purpose.
Grandchildren don't cost money and they're not very smelly.
Nope.
And if they are, you give back to their parents.
Yep.
So I think all of those sorts of dynamics change.
Yeah.
How we approach our fitness as you age. You do get a bit more time to think about it, and then you're like, well, I was fit when I was 30, and now I don't know anything about it. And that's where you guys come in.
I think it's a good, like Johnny saying, that older population is looking towards the next thing. But I even think, the younger population gone through this stage. Maybe it's something I'm seeing in my own business, but it's like, well, I've beat myself up by putting these barbells on my back, and I still want to do that. But I also want to start looking towards, we're going to have kids, or I want to run around with kids. I want to be able to keep up with that in life. And I think
absolutely
that's the really cool thing. It's like what we said yesterday when we recorded that other podcast. Like, there's more to life than powerlifting. And, there's a whole life outside of it. So you got to move. And
it's about moving. Absolutely.
It is. That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have to move like we do. You don't have to move fucking 200 kilo deadlifts, though that's cool and we do encourage it. But you just got to move.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Walk.
I just enjoy the purpose that barbells give you, though.
Yes.
For an aging human. Like something nice about chasing goals and chasing progression, measurable progression that comes with using a barbell. And then, that sense of strength. Like, there is nothing cooler. I think you and me and Paul take strength for granted because we don't realize what it's like not to have it. And it's not until you see someone who all of a sudden realizes they're strong and that they become strong, how fucking cool strong is. That's a cool thing for an aging human to experience.
Yeah. The steel doesn't lie.
No.
But I think to add to that, like, it's that resilience that, remember, there's a certain, I can't remember.
We said it.
Weak things break.
Weak things break.
But do you remember when, like, there's a certain age where, if you fall over, we're like, just get back up. But then there's a certain age you hit and that you say, Brando had a fall. And suddenly it's bad.
Mum had a fall.
Mum had a fall. Dad had a fall.
If you break a hip post 65, I may get this wrong, Paul. Mortality rate is 2 years.
Wow.
It's about 25% on the incident.
On the incident as well. Fuck,
25% mortality before you get out of hospital.
Yeah.
So
that's even scarier. It's a 1 in 4 chance you don't get out.
That's crazy.
And you want you want to have glutes and core because
you want to have resilience, and that comes from strength, which comes from a barbell, and then you got bone density strength. You know, all these physical benefits, and I'm sure everyone.
And you got to have the strength to break a fall. Like you got to, and it's the thing. Look, amongst me and my friends, I'm not as stable as I used to be. I don't feel as stable. I don't know that it hurts more when I do fall over, but I've spent a lot of time learning to break falling with jits and having people
fall on you,
fall on me after I land. But yeah, I mean, by the time you're 65, it's like you need to have put stuff in place, or need to be putting stuff in place so that when you land, you bounce back up again.
And hopefully, as you said, you're doing it before you turn 65. You're hoping to really just start making headway.
Well, the trick, I'd say over my life is don't stop. Like, do something. It doesn't matter what it is, but do something.
Swim, for fuck's sake. Swimming's great.
I used to swim kilometers, particularly when I was on, when I was doing on-call stuff and the emergency stuff. I would swim because no bastard could get me. You got to take your phone and your pager off, and
no one could page your phone.
And it's quiet for like an hour, and you got your head in a bucket. And
the older you get as well, like obviously we keep moving, but we find activities that take us away from, the noise.
Yeah,
there's more. I think I seek more and more now time away from all the noise.
Yeah,
whether it be reading, walking out in the park, or walking the dog. Sorry. Leaving the phone at home. I've just started leaving my phone at home if I go out to dinner. Best.
Oh yeah, but it's hard work.
It is
to break it.
Do you know how many times I've gone to look at my phone? Like, say if someone goes to the toilet, I'm like,
absolutely.
Man. But it is actually like, I'm really trying, and
absolutely.
I think it's been good. It's been challenging. You don't know what to do. I feel like there's something I need to be doing something with my hands. It's quite odd.
You got to think.
Eat the food.
There you are with yourself.
And it's like before the food comes out. Oh my god!
What am I going to do? Here I am on my own. Don't know.
Or if you're with someone, then the quality of conversation is so much better.
Yeah.
You just genuinely connect.
There's not 10% of you.
No,
kind of off.
Yeah, I'm just the older I get, I'm just trying to get away from as many screens as possible, unless it's the football.
Yeah,
it's the only screen I watch.
What happened last night?
The Broncos rested half their team.
The Storm had 11 of their previous starting 17 from the week before rested. Yeah. And I think the Broncos roughly did the same.
Yeah.
And I completely understand.
It was pretty noisy.
Everyone was having a break.
Yeah.
Everyone was
having a break. You know what? It was a really good quality reserve grade game.
There was, because we lived just up the hill from Suncorp.
Oh, right.
It was as crowded. Like I came home through the traffic.
There was 43,000.
It was as crowded as ever.
Yeah.
And it was really noisy.
Oh, it would have been.
It doesn't, the noise doesn't disturb us, but because you really only hear it when there's a try or breakaway. But it was as noisy as it gets.
That's cool.
The noisiest was when the Australian women's played. So we've lived there for 5 years now. And we've heard some noise, but that was when the Matildas played.
For that penalty shootout.
That was really loud.
That would have been unreal. I got goosebumps, actually.
Yeah, it was really loud.
One of the things for the aging humans that I think we need to challenge and shift is the concept of
in your lungs.
The concept of I'm too old.
Yeah.
Which that drives me bonkers, that statement. Is I'm too old to do something. No, we're good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Well, look at Auntie Jan.
Yeah. She's an example of what's not too old.
83, just decided she was going to pick up heavy things.
Yeah, and just lift shit.
You know what's funny? I think everyone would have forgot she's 83.
Yeah. And she had ovarian cancer. She decided she was going to get fit because they'd taken something the size of football out of her tummy. And she did.
Yeah.
You know, and it was hard because she's noisy and she nagged. That was hard, but the rest of it, and you got, Jonny did a marvelous job with getting this elderly Indigenous lady to start moving again.
I think she's a classic stoic example of what you can do if you just decide one day, hey, I'm gonna get fit, strong, and healthy, and then just accept your fate of just walking into a gym and just starting with something.
And that's what she did.
She just started with something.
Got the passion.
Yeah.
Stole a milk crate from a restaurant across the road so that she could practice her squats at home on her own.
That's hilarious.
And that's the thing I like, is that where the barbell, for someone who probably didn't realize would give you purpose, did, because all of a sudden she's looking for more weight. She's goal driven through the system there, chasing PBs for powerlifting. There's world and Australian records for her to obtain, like all these things that you would assume most people would think I'm too old to have or be able to do and get. All of a sudden, that's not a thing. Age is just a number, just like weight on a bar.
Can you imagine obviously that's going to affect her mentality as well, but just the stimulation she'd get from interacting in a community a lot younger.
Yeah, well, that pretty powerful competition that uses people were just in awe of and she had an absolute ball. Like that was a high point for her. But
I think everyone remembers that.
Jonny's holding me back. I can lift more than this. Like and I'm like, yes, he is holding you back because you will literally break something if we let you go. So
that's pretty. But then that's just another example of the unreal humans that we got to look to and use as examples of what is just absolutely possible.
Yeah, you just do it.
We just need more smart people out there that are in the community of these older people's lives, pushing and driving them to go to a gym or be supported by a coach or EP or whatever the person is to help them.
You know what? Like, it would be. I would potentially say, like, go EP, because I think a lot of people are going to start you to. I think that's what
EP probably find there'd be some government support.
Oh, there is. Yeah. But no. So right? The NDIS will pay or ACAT for the older people.
Yep.
And I think that's great.
They'll pay for powerlifting, exercise.
And I think people, but the one point I want to really make is that you just got to start small and not. I just feel there's probably a few too many, like, quote unquote coaches that would just go, "Here's a barbell on your back." It's like, bro, let's just get in the box squat with a fucking dumbbell first. Like, it does not have to be hard.
Yeah,
we need a over 60s gym, no, over 70s.
Over 60s.
Over 60s, yeah. You also break the norm at 64 with what you do, run around with the brown belt and still liking barbells. But an over 60s gym, so it's a place they can feel safe, but then it's supported, but it's not like nothing against Fernwood because that's better than doing nothing. But it has barbells and dumbbells and not very machines and just puts a like-minded group together. It would be so cool to see. And as a business, like Paulie said, most of them retired with a disposable income. That's not a bad business.
Yeah.
Do you think, like, I'm just thinking, do you think Fernwood made a good impact on the women's lifting?
I think yes and no. I think yes, because something's better than nothing. And if you're going to do that versus nothing, that's extraordinary.
Yes,
but there probably has to be some pathway that progresses you out of that system, because maybe when you're in there, you maybe start thinking that's all you can do.
Yes.
Yeah, my daughter worked at Fernwood on reception and kind of meet and greet and showing people around. She thought it was a really good model. And she would say, because there are a lot of things that I don't see because I'm a man.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people who could go to an all-women's gym for a large range of reasons who felt more comfortable there than in a men's gym. And I was like, yeah, well, that's probably true.
No, you got, something's better. What Jonny and obviously you said is something's better than nothing in that stance. But I just look at, the women in our sport now and how fucking unreal it is across everything, and it's yeah.
You look at some of those young women and the weights that they move, and it's really eye-wateringly impressive.
It's insane. It's just it's starting to become more entertaining to watch than male lifting, because what is happening on it's just fucking crazy.
Well, I enjoy watching ladies lift, and I enjoy watching the masters lift.
Oh, bro.
And I think what I enjoy the most out of both is, whilst not to sound disrespectful for the two, but big, huge men you expect to move big, huge weights. So you're kind of watching what you expect. But you're watching an older lad in their 50s, 60s plus, you're not expecting them to be Terence Titus moving 300 kilo deadlift. So you watch that kind of stuff, and it is next level exciting. Or watching a tiny young lady move insane weights, like things you don't expect to watch, is so cool to see.
And again, what we were talking about yesterday, Lindy, one of Mason's clients, she turned 50 this week. Took up powerlifting
Squats
3 years ago, and has 4 national records. I think a world record.
230?
Yeah, wild day.
230 squat, 105 bench, and a 225 deadlift, if I'm not mistaken. Like,
that is really...
I don't remember. We said this again yesterday. I don't remember starting powerlifting, then 3 years becoming elite. And at her age, like, she's turning 50.
So rad.
50 is not very old.
And that's the thing, though. It's not even that old. I genuinely was shocked when she told me she was 50.
Yeah. But how many 50-year-old ladies out there are chasing a barbell at any level?
I think I only know of one, like Maria Barber like down in Melbourne.
Even just general public. Yeah. Like, be cool. We need to get that story of her out into 100%. The world, so ladies can be inspired at that age group and think, fuck, mate, I can barbell.
Yeah, so you can create an expectation because it's not there.
And then you got like someone like Tabitha, who's another great example. Like, she's mid-40s, runs her own she started her own business and her own veterinarian clinic. At the same time, prepping for this comp, light body weight, and pulled 195 beltless.
Wow.
Like, what? And I just remember watching it going, bro, you were scared of conventional deadlifts like 2 years ago. Because she had a back injury. Like, what is happening across sport in general, and especially women's sport right now? And obviously, we just had the World Cup with Matildas and that success, but it is just insane. I loved watching the Matildas.
Absolutely,
it was just I 100% jumped on that bandwagon.
Yeah, why?
But I jump on like,
why wouldn't you?
Exactly, and it's like when people call you out about it, it's like, bro, I jump on the bandwagon of the Olympics every 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't go out and watch the Olympics on the weekend, but as soon as it comes around, I'm a fucking 100-meter sprint specialist.
Yeah. I know everything about shot put and discus throwing.
Yeah. But I only care about it
once every 4 years. Yeah.
Exactly. I don't know how we got to that topic either.
We segued off to Matildas and bandwagons.
More exposure.
Speaking of bandwagons, Australia, the Rugby World Cup starts in 10 days' time. 9 days. 9 days
September
time.
9th.
Yeah, this is a big deal for me.
Yeah, really big rugby.
This is your religion.
Absolutely.
Oh, here we go.
Johnny,
this is your religion.
gives me a hard time because the Broncos...
And you didn't get flight to go over there.
The Broncos occasionally win and the Reds...
Or Australia don't.
win less frequently, yeah.
Yeah, because one of...
I am a passionate Queensland Red supporter.
Okay, sweet. So one of my clients, Sam Harrison's their S&C.
Right.
So I went out and shadowed one of their sessions.
Can you get his autograph for me?
Who's?
All of them.
Anybody.
Any of them.
Yeah. So you know autograph. Ryan Smith?
Yeah.
Did you see his shoulder injury?
Yeah.
Bro, AC joint separation. And so I've got a lipoma in my back.
Right.
So it's quite big. And I thought he had like a similar like tumor lipoma, which is benign, in his shoulder. And he's like, no, my AC separated. And I looked, I was like, how are you playing? Can you lift in a line? He's like, yeah, we just jab it, numb it, go out. I'm like, what the fuck?
Didn't they ever fix it?
He has now, because he was,
right.
From memory, he was really trying to make a wallaby squad.
Yeah.
So he really put on a big
And he
season.
played for Australia, right? He played really well.
I still remember him from campus days when he was training with the Red. Like just this young kid playing at Brothers. I think he's an Friggy by trade. Then he got a start.
Yeah. And he's good.
He's really good.
he's the next generation coming through.
Yeah.
One of them.
I did have to like not fangirl a little bit when I saw James O'Connor.
Yeah.
I tried really hard. It didn't work.
I wouldn't even try. I'd be just like,
what do you think about old Eddie Jones leaving out Michael Hooper and Quade Cooper?
I think it's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional rugby coach. And I don't spend all, so I do give them some credibility for not.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going on in the squad, and you don't know.
I could potentially see Quade not being there. Like, he is getting that little bit older. He has gone away. He's come back already, and he is probably a little bit past that.
But don't say that. I am
not about Quade. Eh?
Not about Quade. Don't.
I know, but he's
nothing bad about Quade.
I love Quade. I love Quade. I got to meet him once when I was a young kid, as playing first 15 up the road at Padua.
Yeah.
I met him at Chermside, and it was like the highlight. So I love Quade.
Yeah.
But I do think we have this new generation coming through. You know, Lockie Crichton.
Yeah.
Is it Lockie? No, Lockie's the older brother, because I went to school with all of them.
Right.
There's
I've just looked on the name Crichton.
Crichton, he plays for the Reds. Oh, I forgot his last name.
Played for Brothers.
Yeah.
Did really watched the grand final.
Yeah.
And
Terry was like,
he was good.
Hammered on the hill. He loved it.
No doubt.
Even though I hate Brothers, the filth.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Up the filth, mate. Up the filth.
I just hate them. But
this is as good as they win all the time.
He's not even looking at you.
Is Johnny still here?
Yeah. I don't know, but okay, we'll switch gears. Not switch gears, but what do you rate Australia's chances at the World Cup?
Third place.
Not good.
I think that's generous. I
was trying to say that's optimistic. Well, let's see.
Yeah.
Either Eddie's a god and knows what he's doing, or as per that Reds game where we got beaten 96-13 in South Africa when he was the coach. He was like,
I think Eddie's good for bringing attention to the sport.
Fantastic.
He's done that already. That press conference where he told the reporters to uppercut themselves.
Yeah.
That is actually pretty funny. And to a point, I actually agree with Eddie. Like, you were just focusing on the negative points. You're not focusing on the fact that we're going to another World Cup where we're going to debut on some really good Australian talent, and you just want to focus on the absolute shit. But he's really kind of put himself in the firing line to get results now.
All the ex-players that I've seen interviewed all rate him as a coach and his work ethic and how much planning he puts into things.
Yeah.
So I'm prepared to give him some credit and go, well, you probably know your job better than I know your job. And if you get it right, you're a god, and if you get it wrong,
the only challenge for him, right, is winning it, and anything other than winning it is wrong.
Oh no, I reckon if they make the semis, that'll be a pass mark.
Yep.
I think the hardest critic's going to be the Australian public.
Yeah,
because
if we make the unthinkable that we don't make it out of the pool. We get to the quarters. We're probably going to be playing England.
They're not as strong as they used to be.
No, I
didn't realise Irish was number one.
Oh,
the Red Hot.
They are red. They beat the All Blacks last year.
Yeah.
Insane.
2-1. It wasn't like we jag a win every so often because something
they fuck
someone's sick.
Yeah, somebody's sick. But the Irish are just beautiful to watch.
I love it too.
Great system. Do you know their system? David Newt-Safora, who played hooker for the Reds, way back. Don't know that did he play for the Wallabies? He might have had a game. He tried to centralise Australian rugby, and they pissed him off. So he went to Ireland and he did that. And he's the director of rugby over there, and look what he's done. So now
Australia wants him back.
Well, he won't. He's been very clear. He's not. They pissed him off so badly that he's not. He wouldn't come back. but they've just announced that they're centralising everything. So
Yeah,
only sort of a decade on. So hopefully
World Cup
we look
2030,
better.
2036.
Well, we've got the World Cup in 2027.
Yeah.
And that'll be a big deal. So hopefully,
bloody oath it will. Because we had the one in 2000.
No, it was earlier than that. Maybe it was 2000.
Yeah.
I saw Nathan Cleary interview with him, where he said he wondered about, he'd re-signed and he wasn't dissing rugby league, and he was not saying that he was going to go across, but he wondered what it'd be like playing on the international stage. And
that's
the World Cup.
There'll be a few. I think there'll be a few boys thinking.
You'll have their checkbooks out.
Yeah,
and there'll be like there's the game you get to proper travel with rugby.
Yeah,
you get a little bit with the rugby league, but it's not the scale.
You don't get an international experience.
We've got the British and Irish Lions in 2 years. I expect there'll be a few of the leagueies thinking, well, that would be, that would be
Joe Sawali
fun.
from the Roosters just signed a really good deal.
Yeah, and if you get like the endorsements, if Australia does well and you play well, the endorsements are probably up there with league.
But you also know, like, if you go play fucking a lower grade in Japan or Europe, you're getting fucking good money.
Yeah, when you're
getting way bigger benefits.
You're getting $1 million a year,
and probably a house,
and then then boot money. I don't know.
It's crazy.
Back when I played union, and I was never any good at all. Couldn't catch, couldn't pass, couldn't run. I don't know. Couldn't kick. It was union was completely amateur at that stage. But they used to talk about boot money. So people would leave their boots in the dressing room and come back, and there'd be cash in the toe, and that would be just a donation to the cause.
Yeah.
And some people got
more boot money,
got mortgage money, paid the mortgage out with their boot money. So
you didn't get mortgage boot
money? I
money?
didn't get boot money. That was never an issue, Johnny.
Did you
you lift them up, just rattle around?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of coins.
Put you a couple of 5 centers fall out.
Did you see the? I don't know if it's true or not, but it's a great Eddie Jones story when he was working for England. Him and one of the assistant coach or something had a big disagreement. Eddie's come back and said, "Look, I'm really sorry. Feel bad. I'm going to send you some steaks, some really nice steaks, to apologize, whatever." So this old mate assistant coach gets this delivery, and it's just like plain sausages. Eddie calls him up and goes, "You're not fucking worth steaks," and just slams the phone down. And I was like,
that's a burn?
Yeah.
And a good one?
It was pretty funny. But it's one of those stories that's so far-fetched, it could be true.
Just reminding the assistant coach of the assistant.
Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, that's funny. That is actually savage as fuck.
I mean, it must be... These guys, these head coaches, they've got, whatever the squad is, 30, 35 young men who are away from home, who are all together for 3 months, who are scared and probably lonely, and it must be really hard to keep them sane and present on the day. I mean, it's like the leagueies. I've always thought Wayne Bennett, I love Bennett's books. I think they're really impressive. But just treating young men and developing them in a group like that, that's the hard work.
The amount of men that want to play for Wayne Bennett is insane. Like the amount of signings that they've got this year just because it's Bennett there is absolutely insane.
He will make you a better footballer.
And he's done it to a lot of those team members who are, you could argue, were fringies last year.
Yeah.
Playing reserve
absolutely.
grade, and like Jermaine Asako, Jeremy Marshall King, just two names that come straight away, and he's turned him into like absolute superstars this year.
Yeah, so he can develop young men, but he knows about psychology and how to knit a group and how to look after them.
He plays a lot of games. Yeah, that's one thing he's really big on his training. And from a standpoint of like obviously in those games there's constraints to keep people moving, so there's an added fitness element, but also to create creativity, knit the group, but also just remember that it's just a game at the end of the day.
Decision making under pressure,
100%. And he's really good at it.
Get yourself exhausted.
You just watch him. He just walks around training, and you can tell he has input here and there, but he just manages people.
Does the sun shine brighter where he walks?
Absolutely.
Probably would, actually. Yeah, he is the god of Redcliffe at the moment. He's pretty funny. He is actually really dry and delivers things.
Do you go, "Hi, Wayne"?
No. So I worked out really quickly.
What do you call him, Mr. Wayne?
No, I just one thing with Wayne, and he's exactly what you see in the media. You don't I did not approach him when he's ready to kind of talk to you. I'll tell the story. It's pretty funny. But one of my colleagues went straight up to introduce him. He's a bit younger, got a lot more energy, and I was like, no, just wait for your time almost. But he just rushed over. He's like, "G'day, Wayne, how you going?" And Wayne just looked at him and was like, "Who are you?" And I was like, "Oh man, it's just watching this car crash." And then I just waited until I saw Wayne and the opportunity, and he's like, "G'day, mate," and I just shook his hand, and that's he is exactly how he is in the media.
Did you get a "who is you" but a nicer one?
No, he literally said, "Hey mate, how you going?" I was like, "Yeah, good mate," and he just shook hands.
You go, "Yeah, mate. Who are you?"
Yeah, I was like, and I just looked at Wayne. I was like, "Who are you?"
Yeah, and you went, "Who are you? Who are you, motherfucker?"
It was pretty fun, but he's really good with the fans. The obviously he's got a disabled son.
Yeah.
And he's got so much time because there's a lot of them come watch the training at Redcliffe, and the whole team's good, but Wayne's exceptional with them. He has so much patience, so much time for them. We'll stand there for photos, autographs, whatever. He's really good for that community. The other the other good one out there is Jared Wallace, big front rower. He's fucking hilarious. Same thing, that has all the time in the world for the fans.
Yeah,
it's been so cool seeing that other side.
So does Quaid. Yes.
Yeah, Quaid's great. Quaid is another person. I think
you like Quaid. Would I be? He's a good player.
I love Quaid.
I'll have to see if I still got that photo
in a manly way.
He's your favorite.
Do you know who I really did admire back in the glory? No, yeah, kind of glory days. Drew Mitchell and Adam Ashley Cooper.
Yeah,
they were gun. They were absolute guns.
Yeah, and still, they were only, was it 2 years ago they were playing in the States?
Yeah.
Or 1 year ago.
Who was... And Drew Mitchell nearly got into a fight with a big rapper over there. Have you heard that story?
No.
Oh, fuck, it was funny. And I think it was Exhibit or something. One of the rappers. I'll have to remember. But yeah, he nearly got into a punch on, and all this rappers, what were they called? Entourage, nearly beat the shit out of him. It's pretty funny. Anyways.
He's pretty hard himself.
Yeah. Not against
not against
6 others.
Professionals.
Yeah. But I'd love to see that glory year return. We had a very good squad.
Do you know that Matt Giddo, Adam Ashley Cooper, and Drew Mitchell played in 4th grade in some country team? I saw it on Facebook. In some country team in New South Wales in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
They did it.
A charity
thing. Yeah. Yeah. And it was
I think I saw that
photograph of, imagine turning up to 4th grade and seeing
those boys are
seeing this back line. Yeah.
Fuck. Did they do well?
I think they did, Johnny.
I think they are those types of players, especially Matt Giddo.
Yeah.
They would have done well no matter what age they are.
Do you know Queensland? He's a Brisbane boy. Queensland let him go because he was too small.
And how many times have you heard that narrative though?
And the Brumbies picked him up, and he was good,
real good,
really, really good.
But how many times have you heard that narrative across rugby union and Jonathan Thurston was touted as he'll never make it in rugby league.
Yeah,
he's going to be the next future immortal.
Yeah. Thurston's just such a self-deprecating, kind, gentle person who does so much work for Indigenous people in Far North Queensland. Because
he's got the JT Foundation.
Yeah, I do a lot of work up there, and he is everywhere. Yeah. And everybody loves him because he's just kind and gentle and has time.
Did you actually see that stitch up he did on Paul Gallen? Oh, fuck, it was funny. So, like, how he paid at those websites for celebrities to do like a video being like, oh, hey, Johnny, good luck this weekend or some comp or something. So JT stitched up Paul Gallen just like saying for another bloke named Jono, like saying, Jono, you do this all at work, you're great, you're the best, all this stuff. And then Paul Gallen's done it and sent it back to him, and then he's just like aired it across all of Channel 9. And I'm like, you fuck. It was actually, I'll send it to you because Kane sent it to me. It was so good.
There was a thing on TikTok of the Reds.
Yeah.
Have you seen them doing Jimny? There's this advertisement for Daimler, and this, quite sexually alluring young woman who's sitting in a Daimler going, Daimler.
Yeah. No, I just saw it last night.
And Harry Wilson, rubbing his stomach and them pouring white soap suds all over.
This one.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Jimny.
He's in the Suzuki.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. I watched it last night because Sam reshared it, and I was like, "What the?"
Yeah.
I think it's we went real off topic.
People should watch that though. It's very fun.
I'll put it up. I'll put a link in it, and I'll screen and record the video and put it up in here so people.
So
can
we've
because
worked
they pour
out
a bucket of
aging adults should
play rugby,
train weights,
and
play rugby. Golden oldies. You learn how to fall.
Yeah.
Jerry's playing rugby.
He's not old yet.
If I played golden oldies, I'd have. No, it's over 70 that you get purple shorts.
Are they doing over 70s, do they?
Well, yeah, you're not allowed to tackle people over 70, so the rules get as you get older. And you tackle them, but you tackle them by lying down in front of them. So you've got to get bodies in motion to lie down so that there's so many bodies that they can't step over them or jump over them.
That's pretty funny.
So
I want to watch.
It's pretty good to watch.
Yeah,
because you got somebody who's 70 out on the wing, and one person lies down, they step over that. So then you've got to get two people on the ground in front of them, and they can step around. So you've got to get sort of mobility happening. So it's pretty cool.
I actually want to
get around that.
Yeah, that seems unreal.
Absolutely.
Fuck.
Women in sports good. Decided that.
Women in sports are great.
Old people in sports is
and
good.
Dr. Paul loves rugby. And Quade Cooper.
My wife does worry about me and Quade. He lives at Palm Beach.
You know where he lives?
Well, he lives on a canal at Talabudger.
Yeah, it's very specific.
I love that. Talabudger is beautiful.
I
think you and Quade in Talabudger together would be beautiful.
Yeah, Claire says that's not a good thing.
That's his wife.
That's my wife.
Yeah.
She says that. Don't do that, Paul. The police will come. So, Quade won't like it.
I had a full fangirl moment the other day again. I'm trying to rein it in. Obviously, working in the industry, apparently it's not ideal, but I saw Herbie Farnworth, who plays for the Broncos.
Oh yeah,
English accent, big body, walking through church. I was like, Herbie. He's like, hey, and I just shook hands, can I get a photo? And he's like, yeah, man. I was like, this is Brandon. Come on, man. You work in the industry. You can't do this. It's pretty funny.
But you did.
I fucking did, bro. I'm still a fanboy at heart. I'm a fan first and then a coach. Anywho.
Why wouldn't you?
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like, I told you how when I met Hammersow at the Dolphins, he's like, hey, I'm Hammersow. Super polite. Me. Oh, I know who you are.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck's sake, Brandon.
Yeah.
You might need to practice that.
Oh, it's like, yeah, he literally stuck his hand. I was like, bro, I watched you in Origin last year. I know who you are.
Do you know that who's your friend who's runs the hairdresser?
Ryan Co.
I was there, it was the day before one of the State of Origins, and I'm there, and there are these four young, very pleasant young men, really snappy haircuts, who clearly Ryan had just done.
Yeah.
Looking really good, and they walked out, held the door open for me, they walked out, and then I'm watching the next night, and I'm going,
Yeah, it's them an Origin. Yeah,
that's the New South Wales Ford pack that.
I remember Ryan was very excited to get Paddy Carrigan, Harry Grant in, and shout out Ryan. Want to out you, bruh. Sends me a screenshot of like Harry Grant slide into his Instagram DMs. Yeah, he's like so excited. He didn't want to open. I was like, bruh, that's great. Ask him if you remember. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you know that James O'Connor once liked a thing on my Instagram?
He liked one of your posts.
He liked one of my posts.
Whoa!
I got a photograph of it. Screenshot. Bang! Straight away. Out.
Send it to your son.
Send it to Alex. Straight away. He was impressed as well.
I'm going to organise a James O'Connor video for you.
Okay. If you could organise an introduction, that'd be.
Yeah, I'll work on that too. I'll speak to Sam and see if we can get you down to a training session.
That'd be because.
But you'll have to we'll just have to
keep it cool.
Yeah.
Can you keep it cool?
No, but you'll be there with me. So
yeah, I just want to film this.
Yeah, just like this old man running onto the field.
Yeah, it's like stop hugging the boys, Dr. Paul.
Yeah, put your clothes back on, Paul. There are some times when naked's not a good thing.
Yeah,
and
Paul, get out of the showers with the boys.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
They just renovated all their.
They love me.
I'm regretting this now. we get halfway through and the police called. Bad call.
I got my clothes on now. I'm doing good. Yeah. I'm doing good. We're half an hour in and I'm not naked. I'm doing well.
You are doing well, Paul.
Thanks,
I'm
Johnny.
really proud of this moment.
Johnny knows the truth that we had lined up, Johnny and I, before just before actually the year of COVID. So they have
like you started them.
Middle of winter in Tasmania. They have the Mofo.
Oh yeah, we
festival.
still need to do it, bro.
And
Mofo.
it's
dark
an
Mofo.
art dark Mofo, and it's run from out of the art gallery in Hobart, and it's a big deal and really black. And they have fantastic,
Hippie,
Nick
trippy,
Cave,
wild stuff.
Yeah,
right.
And one of the things they do on the winter solstice, they have a nude swim in the sea there.
You had me at hello.
And the water's about 14 degrees, and you've got to swim out. If you swim out to the marker and back,
so
you
good.
Get a cap. You get a rubber, it's red cap. So
you know what?
I was just on. We were actually had committed to each other to go, and then
Johnny
COVID.
Loves being naked.
I'm ready.
And then COVID.
And I love
happened.
cold water.
I know.
I'm up for all of it.
So hey, I'm getting the benefits of cold water.
Yep.
Cold ice water is beneficial.
It is.
It is good for
everything.
So many things.
Yeah.
And Alex has got a refrigerator in the garage.
Yep.
Or a freezer, that he's done
chest
up.
Freezer.
Gets it down to ice on the top. He does 2 minutes because we live by the Johnny thing of a minute for every degree, and I'm down to 8 minutes at 8 degrees.
Nice.
Oh, Alex is down to 2 minutes at 2 degrees, and he says under that he's not sure about the accuracy of the thermometer and that it really hurts, but he does that every morning.
Yeah,
but say 2 degrees for 2 minutes.
2 degrees for 2 minutes. And
my face,
he will tell you
that's cool.
That everybody else now gets sick. He doesn't. Viruses go around. And he doesn't get them. And he plays rugby. He gets down and dirty, and exchanges bodily fluids with large fat men who are trying to play footy. So,
cold exposure is good,
and he swears by it. So I've come off several years of diseases which have sort of fucked up my routine, and so I'm going to do it.
Good.
I do the
cold tub.
I do the.
I want a cold tub.
Every couple of weeks, I do the cold baths at Recovery.
Oh yeah, nice.
Which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
That you guys, you put me onto that, but the daily cold chest.
I'll send you a link for a place. Get your own one for home.
Okay. Because
we went so off topic, but like kind of circle back.
old people.
Old people need cold exposure.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody needs.
I literally was like thinking before, like we started off topic and then we ended up talking about rugby. Man, it just.
I have that effect on people.
It's great. I've missed podcasting with you.
I have that effect on people. It's just like there are some people in my house who really say the words ADHD.
Mm.
Yeah,
I don't believe.
I'm like,
interesting.
just.
I find you interesting.
My daughter, who's a psychologist, goes, "Dad, that's ADHD." She's already filled out score sheets.
She's already filled it out.
She's trying to fill your idea. She's trying to fill your head with ideas that I don't know if are true.
Yep.
I don't believe it. I just think you're great.
Bloody psychologists.
What do they know?
Do we have 10 questions?
We do.
Right.
10 for Paul.
Are you ready for rapid fire quick answer?
Oh, yeah.
Are aliens real?
Sorry?
Are aliens real?
Yes.
Favorite kids' TV show?
What? Just hang on. Are aliens real? Why would somebody even ask that question? Why is there any doubt?
Well, maybe the world's flat and they don't exist.
Yeah.
No, the world's not flat because I've flown around it. You've done that. You've seen it. It goes like...
It's a TV.
It at least
curves. It's a hologram.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah,
Question 2.
Favorite kids' TV show?
Oh, at the moment, Bluey.
Great.
Back in the day, when my kids were little, it would have been Play School because Miss Betty was on there and all the dads came home early. In fact, they had to get rid of her because too many dads would decrease productivity and anyway.
You're about to start a podcast. Who's going to be your first person on the podcast?
Oh, you. Absolutely.
Thank you.
No, that's... But we're not going to cut out the choking bit when we do our podcast.
Your favourite memory of school?
Actually, if you give me long to think about who I'd have on the podcast,
yep.
Miss Betty, if she's available.
She might be. She's available. I get second.
She might be a bit older now.
I might get second go.
Yeah.
I'll come on second.
There's some jokes there, Johnny. Could we move along?
Yeah. Favourite memory of school?
Nothing that I can repeat on the radio.
Number one.
But I was not naked.
Favorite YouTube channel?
I don't think I've got a favorite YouTube channel.
The Platform Podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I listen to you.
And Epic as a bad coach YouTube as well.
I listen to you as a podcast, not as a YouTube.
We're on YouTube as well.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, but I don't.
We got what you meant.
I listen while I'm driving,
nice.
and I understand it's illegal
to watch YouTube while you drive.
And let's be, let's be honest. I know what you look like.
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful, but I know what you look like, so I can listen while I'm driving.
What's your goal? Do you have any cool goals to finish the year?
Keep my clothes on in public.
What animal do you want to eat?
I'm going to Spain for 5 weeks in November, and
that'll be nice.
They're pretty strict on
it. November.
Yeah,
sick. When in November? We're in Europe in November.
Are you?
Yeah.
In Spain?
No, Egypt and Manchester.
Egypt. Oh, excellent. Egypt, very big. That's on my to-do list.
Well, we're there second week in November.
We'll be in the south of Spain doing Andalusia and the...
What animal do you want to eat?
That's a really good question. Look, I'm going off. I'm sorry. I'm looking at plant-based proteins increasingly because I think eating animals, bacon.
You want a bacon, yeah?
I can get rid of Well, I wouldn't want bacon that didn't come from a pig.
That'd be a weird bacon.
Because they do like chicken bacon.
It's not bacon. It's chicken
in Muslim countries, and it's not the same.
Chicken. What are you saving your pocket money to buy?
Another surfboard.
Nice.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a billboard for the day. What are you going to put on
Magic. Just in case you... Magic 2. 9'3".
Oh, we're talking about the surfboard.
Put magic on the billboard.
And 9'3", and about 90.
What question are we up to?
It's like really big.
That's nice.
I'm
saving for a surfboard too.
Well, that's the one you want, Johnny.
I
Trust
want
me,
that
because it's a big boy surfboard.
Good, I'm a big boy.
Yeah.
What question are we up to?
Number 9. I'm going to give you a billboard for the day. What would you like to put on it?
Fuck off.
Family tradition?
In big letters.
What family tradition does the White House have?
We swear a lot.
I like it. Paulie, you've made it. It's been extraordinary.
Thank you, guys. It is always fun.
Wrap it up. Fuck.